Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport for some more multiplayer racing. Now the rules for this session were to use D-Class American cars. Now, D-Class means you do not get an awful lot in terms of upgrades, and well, being American cars, you really had two choices. You could either go for something and try and make it handle vaguely okay. I went for a Monte Carlo, I have it, and we weren't allowed to race tyres either, I should point out. So I had a Monte Carlo on sport tyres, the best tyres I could get, but I have absolutely zero straight line speed. Or you could go for a classic muscle car and have a lot of straight line speed, but you would run out of PI for your tyres. Now, I committed fully to the handling. You could try and do sort of like a half and half here, like a street tyre and some power, but I just committed fully to the handling build in the hope that I was going to outturn just about everything. We head to Laguna for our first race. I've got a nice spot on the grid, which is potentially going to help me out here. Well, I say nice, will be nicer further up, but yeah, we're going to see how this goes. The real concern is getting stuck in traffic, naturally. We are a go-kart. It's plain and simple, really. We are a full-on go-kart, and if we get stuck in traffic, we will have a very difficult time. Because all of our lap time is going to be made up in the corners. If there are cars in the way, well, I cannot really make up my lap time there. So, yeah, we're going to see how this one pans out. Around the outside of Grumples here, who turned in a little bit too much. The start-finish straight is the big concern for me. The rest of the lap, basically, I'm going to be able to carry so much momentum through these corners, I'm hoping it's going to essentially fling me away from the pursuing pack. Also, I can brake later than probably everything here, with the possible exception of Stevie, who is also in a Monte Carlo, and Ewan in a Monte Carlo as well. I don't know about the Dart. I'm imagining the Dart is also more along the lines of the, the Chevy here, the modern Dart, not the actual cool one that I don't think we have in the game anymore. Longbow has got one of my favourite muscle cars. I do like a Hemi Cuda. quite a fan of one of those, and that will be very different to me and Javi. That will be, the straight line speed machine of the trio. We have got the opportunity. Javi just made a little mistake down the corkscrew. Again, I know I need to absolutely maximise my quarter speed. We can go around the outside of the Plymouth here. It is to the inside for the final corner. We go. Now, we will get this pass done. Lombo does not have an answer. There really isn't an answer to the grip of the Chevy. But it won't matter come turn one, or come the straight, I should say. The Plymouth is going to come flying past. The Dart has more speed than I do as well, but we outturn everything. Grumples outruns us down here as well. Longbow is on the brakes much earlier than I would want to be. Oh, Grumples is having a look. I mean, I can't really back out of this. I've got to keep turning because Longbow is turning in front of me in that one. So there is a limit to what I can do at that point. We're going to go around the outside of the Plymouth here. We will continue to stick it around the outside. We will probably have the grip to make it around the outside of this one as well. The problem we get, of course, though, now is that as we head down the next straight, we're going to get swamped by cars, and Longbow is going to box us in between everybody. Longbow probably didn't even know there was a Shelby. Having a look to the inside, we will sit in second place, and this isn't helping as the rest of the pack comes to join us. In a hot lap, I probably have the fastest car of this group, but it is always difficult to get that hot lapping car into a position where you can utilise it. Grumples can think about this, but Grumples won't outbrake me into the corkscrew. We know our car is phenomenal under brakes here. Our car is phenomenal off the corkscrew as well. So, yeah, that's fine. We're going to sort of swing out and take a wide sweeping line through there, because I can do that. And again, we will make the most of... Oh, I wasn't expecting Longbow to drift out quite so wide through there. Yeah, and now comes the frustration part. The part whereby, we simply cannot utilise our car. This one here was very much the choice I made in this one. I knew the penalty we were going to take with this. And yeah, there's only so much that we can do. I was hoping we can get clear. Javi's going to give us a push down here, because to be fair, Javi hasn't really got much more of an option. We can roll in here quite late under brakes. Hopefully fire back past. Oh no, I can't turn. Can't turn with that one. I'm sorry, Grumples, but again, if you get a hook to the back of my car, I cannot get my vehicle turned at that point. Yeah, that was a little... I say it was a little... The thing is, I have to do these kind of... I say the big dives... I turned in too soon through there. Christ. I kind of got to take some big risks with this car. It doesn't work if I don't, essentially, down here. Oh, I'm always bad at this corner, and that is really going to hurt. We have to be absolutely perfect in the corners. I can't afford not to be. Grumples will not go for a pass up here. They know that I'll be able to brake later and carry far more speed through there. We have built ourselves a little margin to the corkscrew, which is what we need. Grumples will outrun us down towards... The good news is now for me is that Longbow is no longer in the way, so we can go full commitment down the corkscrew and pull a gap on Grumples. However, passing Longbow is much easier said than done. Jesus, the speed differential through there is immense. Longbow, I couldn't figure out what way Longbow wanted to go there. I think I'm just going to have to launch it at some point to the inside down there, because that, I mean, again, we're losing so much time stuck behind the Hemi Cuda. Once more, we'll be vulnerable down at turn 1. We will cover the inside, and Grumples is going to be more wary this time in the first corner. The thing is, even if Grumples does get past and goes to cover the inside line, it won't matter too much in that I can probably just go around the outside as well if I choose. We've got to just kind of commit to a line, essentially. We will see what we can do through here. Again, mega speed through this section. We'll be quick through the next corner as well. If we can get clear of Longbow, like at this part of the lap, we can possibly get out of range by turn 1. But we've got to do it at this part of the lap. Will Longbow go defensive? Not really. Not really, but I'm not really close enough. I might have been close enough that time around. Possibly. Grumples is going to think about it again. Doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to do it here because, well, because that. There's so much speed through that corner from the Monte Carlo that it's not quite worth it. But now I'm going to be held up. We know we're going to be vulnerable into the final corner. It's down the start-finish straight. Longbow is going to continue getting off the corkscrew just well enough. I desperately want to get through there, but it's been scruffy again, and we're too far back to do anything here, realistically. And then the final corner, even if I dive on the final corner, doesn't matter too much. Longbow does cover a little bit there. We will... Not really having a look there. That's just more of a... We'll just get around that corner nicely. We've got a good slipstream from Longbow, which will help me out. In fact, we've pulled a little bit further away from Grumples in this one. We will again cover the inside. Not that it's all too important this time around. Grumples is not close enough to have a look. The Shelby is there. We can jump on the power much better than the cars around us here. But where do you find a way past? I mean, a sneak attack is going to have to happen at some point. It is going to have to be an almighty send. It's probably too much of a lift through there. This is the best opportunity. Oh, Grumples has done exactly the same. This is a very, very good opportunity to do something about Longbow's car. Again, Longbow keeps it exactly where they need it to be. Yeah, because I'm not close enough to have a big throw up the inside, which is what I would want. We're just not going to be close enough there. We need Longbow to make a mistake, really coming out of the corkscrew. This is possibly our best bet here. The Plymouth is pretty good under brakes. The Plymouth is pretty good here, under braking into the corkscrew. Longbow has gone a bit deep down here, but again, I cannot get alongside to realistically look for a way past. Now, can we force Longbow to go very, very defensive? We can. It's not going to be enough, and now I've got to be wary of the dart. The problem is, the dart is there to cause grief for us as we look for ways past. One more time around, one more lap to look for a way past the dart. We are also running low on fuel. I went a little bit too brave with the fuel saving. There's estimated a lap. We'll be fine. Javi's giving us a push. Not quite sure why. I do appreciate the push. I guess maybe Javi thinks they're not going to be able to get past under brakes anyway into the first corner. So I do appreciate the nudge down the start-finish straight. We will see what we can do through this mid-sector of the lap. Again, everything has to be perfect. You can see the Plymouth moving around. My car is not. My car is wonderfully glued to the road. It is full commitment through there. Maybe hit the curb a little bit too hard this time around. Not quite perfect, but good enough. Longbow will once more keep the car where they need it to be. And I have to just check up so much mid-corner, because otherwise I'm just going to run into the back of a Plymouth. Corkscrew may be an opportunity. We've had a good start to this lap. Longbow knows there's going to be some vulnerability here and knows I'm going to have to try something. We want a victory here at Laguna, and we know this next section is where we are fastest. Under brakes we go. Longbow continues to defend. Can we get off the corner? Well, we do. Not quite well enough, though. We're going to go for the same manoeuvre we did on the very first lap here. We're going to try and pinch Longbow down to the bottom through here. The Monte Carlo is not going to yield. The Monte Carlo doesn't give up. And here comes the dart to the outside. There's going to be one hell of a drag race towards the line. A drag race which we are not going to win. The dart actually, I don't know if the dart really scuppered us in that one, to be honest. Longbow was always going to pinch us to the bottom as much as possible. I threw everything at it. I threw absolutely everything at it. As a hot lap car, that's probably the quickest vehicle around there. And then we never got a clean lap either. We were stuck in traffic pretty much the entire, well, pretty much the entire way around. We looked every which way we possibly could, and there was just not an opening to find a way past. Good stuff. Good stuff. The go-kart of a Monte Carlo tried and tried, but could not get a clean way past. But it was very nice to drive, that is for sure. I'll take a second. Well, this is a rather lovely spot on the grid. Honestly, I couldn't ask for better here. We're at Lime Rock. I have a Monte Carlo with a lot of grip. This should be pretty good. Longbow is acutely aware of the danger the Monte Carlo poses. Apparently we have got no collisions with Gliska. That's going to be fun to race closely with that car. I'm hoping we are just going to be able to carry go-kart-like speed through the second corner there and into this next turn and be out of range of Gliska's car, because that is never a good sign. We are going to pull up alongside Leopard. Now, the thing I've got to be careful of here is everything is faster than me in a straight line, and while I will be monstrously quick through these corners, it is not actually easy to get past at Lime Rock. Gliska and Longbow will be significantly faster than me down into turn one. I think we're going to have the grip just to turn underneath Leopard here, and we will be on the inside for the final corner. There's no way the Shelby is going to be able to match us through there. That's good. Now, as we barrel down towards turn number one, we will go very defensive if we need to, try and dissuade anybody from having a look. No one is likely to be able to outbrake us, though, down here. Gliska will have a fight with a Shelby back there, and I'm going to have to use all of my grip through here to try and build this. Basically, this section here is where I'm going to make all of my lap time. Through turn one, turn two, all of this part is where all the lap time for the Monte Carlo is going to come. In fact, you can visually see the gap that we have been able to pull on the cars behind there. We will then try and not make any silly mistakes. But of course, like, even this hill, I mean, we will be quicker than Gliska up there, but down the start-finish straight, I mean, these straights a little bit. Gliska will gain some time. I can't afford to make silly errors. Now, what's going to help me is probably the biggest threat to us. Cars like Brazen's Dart and so on are stuck in that. We have been able to make a break for it. We have been able to get ourselves clear. We're into the low 1 minutes already. I reckon we can get into the 59-second laps around here without too much trouble, provided I don't do anything stupid. But yeah, Brazen's car is probably the biggest threat to us. There are some other very, very good handling cars. Hordes has also got a Monte Carlo. Stevie has a good handling Monte Carlo. It's like, if any of those could get themselves free, they might stand a chance. Just, we had the spot on the grid that we wanted. We were able to do exactly what we wanted to do here. We were able to make the most of that spot on the grid. Brazen is going to have a look and we'll get past Gliska by the looks of it. Now the darts, I think, are faster than me down the straights even. So it is likely that Brazen... Oh, Gliska with a bit of rally crossing back there. It is likely that Brazen will be quicker than me down towards turn number 1. That could be a potential hazard, if you will. Though, yeah, we've got to look out for. However, Brazen has 4 seconds to make up. This is one of the challenges with these races. I mean, we've seen it before. Even if you have a very, very fast car here, even if you have the best car on the grid, if you start down the order, you just simply cannot get through the traffic. Now, I probably have the best suited car to this track here, and we were very fortunate with our spot on the grid. That's going to be a load of understeer off towards the wall. That's not going to help matters. That is going to allow Brazen to catch up a little bit. We'll keep an eye on the gap. I mean, not too much, otherwise we'll crash. But, yeah, we will definitely keep an eye on the gap. Can I be flat through the final corner now the tyres are up to temperature? Pretty much. I mean, we had a little confidence lift just to be safe through there. Brazen remains firmly at 3.8 seconds back. Mostly one corner that was lost in. Barrel into the first corner we go now. This is where I think even on the dart we are gaining time through here. If I get it right, of course. I mean, it does rely on me getting it right, because, you know, Brazen is unbelievably fast, and even with that dart, we gained a little bit. I mean, it's a tiny bit on that car. So this I mean, we are absolutely flying away from Gliska and Longbow. They do not have an answer around this particular circuit. We will climb up the hill. The gap is very similar between me and Brazen, which makes me think that dart is about as quick as we are. We've pulled a little bit through there, and then now can we do flat through the final corner? Absolutely we can. Got to get it right, got to be brave. It's going to be down into the 59s. We have vanished off from the rest of this lot here. There is a Ewan parked up, not quite sure why, on the outside of turn number 1. Danger Man has not had such a good time with the... I'm not sure, it's a Camaro. It might be a Firebird, actually. Either way, we are through. Brazen isn't directly behind us, but I am not able to let up. There is absolutely no let up in this at all for us. And Brazen has been very quick through that first section. It is now down to 3.3. I guess I wasn't quite brave enough. I didn't even feel like I lost 4/10 of a second there. I'm not quite sure how we did, but yeah, we absolutely did lose a bunch of time. One plus point we get here is we get towed down the straight by the Firebird, and you can see like the difficulty they have in that I can outturn them because I'm so fast through that final corner. We are able to maintain a lot of our speed. Like, we're able to maintain such good momentum down the straight that those speedy cars do have a difficult time kind of doing anything about us here. Brazen is closing us down a little bit, as is possibly not a huge surprise, although we have done well through the first sector to gain some time back. Brazen is just like the Terminator chasing you down here. I think what I did last time around, I was just a little bit too slow through there. I think I just tapped the brakes a little bit too much. We were braver this time around. We definitely have got to be, as I said, a gap of 3 seconds. Brazen closes half a second a lap. Still going to struggle to do much about us by the end of the race, but it's the psychological thing. We have had a better end to the lap here. Brazen almost out wide, gets away with it on the grass there. We will Once again, no silly errors into the first corner, please. Just be neat and tidy. We have got some more back markers to get past here. I made a little error through all of that. The back end of the Monte Carlo, I mean, it's not got a huge amount of power. I'm not actually sure how much it's got, 200 and something horsepower. And it's not got massive tyres either on the rear compared to what I would normally run, because you just can't do that in D-Class. So even with this setup, even with not too much power, and, you know, as good a tyres as we can get, back end still really desperately wants to light up. It really desperately wants to move around. Final corner, we clonk the curb a little bit. 2 laps to go. Another solid lap for us here. We're keeping the Brazen at bay. It still remains the gap of the 3.3 second margin to that dart. Into turn 1 we go. The Omni has got itself in trouble and oversteered. I guess that might be a rear-wheel drive swapped one. I'm not sure why you would want to do that to one, but they're difficult enough to drive front-wheel drive. Brazen has lost some time, and we were quick through there, and I'm going to guess Brazen maybe was just a little bit ragged through that one. We will now bomb it up the hill. Whoa, that's on the edge. That was in a little spot of bother as we head around the final couple of corners. Now we are going to catch more lapped traffic by the end of this lap, which you know, it does happen on such a short lap. This is a monster lap. Shame we ran just a tiny bit wide coming up the hill. The SVO has absolutely no straight line speed here. Now, will it leave us space on the inside? Don't think it even knew we were there. We will sneak the Monte Carlo past. Hello, Ford. We have got lots of grip, and we will make it work. Longbow is doing a great job in third with an actual muscle car in all of this. We have cleared the traffic, and Brazen is... We cleared it nicely. Traffic played nicely in that one, and we have not lost really any time through that. Brazen, I mean, has very much kept us honest. Brazen could 100% match us for pace, just couldn't outrun us, basically. The swings between our two cars were minor at best. You're probably talking about 1/10 of a second a lap here and there, and we almost binned it on the final corner. The back end very nearly got away from us there. It slid and it bobbled over the curb, but we were able to defeat the dart. I'm going to guess Stevie was probably quite quick. Aaron would end up in 4th place. Stevie was there, and... Oh, no, wait. I don't think that's right. I think that is all askew in terms of the finishing position as cars are going to come across the line. There we go. It's going to update. Stevie has dropped back from where they were. I mean, Stevie was also at 59.6. Stevie was up there. As far as pace goes, not surprising. We were expecting that one. Hordes' car, I imagine Hordes' car was faster than that, because we'd expect the Monte Carlo to be there. The dart was quick. We did get around a 59.3, 59.4. And there we go. So, yeah, that is... Yeah, I mean, that was expected to be a good track for the Monte Carlo. It was stunningly fast around that. Absolutely lovely car to drive. Grumples had a great race. I'm just looking at that, up 14 places in 6th with a 1:03. Yeah, that was good. The collisions were a little bit weird at the start, which, I mean, we didn't have to deal with, but... Yeah, not helpful whatsoever. Yeah, I like the Monte Carlo. We did honestly have it quite easy, though. We did absolutely what we needed to in terms of get to the front and escape, pretty much. We had the car to do it. We had the launch to do it. And, yeah, we made no mistakes about that one. Could have been a very interesting race between me and the dart. I think I outhandled the dart. I think the dart would outrun me down the straight. Longbow did well, though, getting the Pontiac up onto the podium. The Monte Carlo gets its victory. So, the Monte Carlo worked pretty well, actually, I have to say. In the past, I've never had much luck building one of these. They've always been complete garbage. And Yeah, I mean, even at a bigger track like Laguna, it was very competitive. It was, lap time wise, it is probably one of the fastest cars there, although we did have trouble passing Longbow. We gave it a damn good go. Would have been interesting to see how it would have compared against the Dart in clean air, because I think both me and the Dart were quicker than the Plymouth, but neither of us could find a way past, and just battling in general was always going to be difficult with this one. When you go for the go-kart style build, getting stuck in traffic is a real problem. Grid positions helped me with these, definitely. At Lime Rock, if this car ever got free of traffic, it was always going to be monstrous. Brazen kept it honest, again, funny enough with a Dart, it was always going to be very, very good at somewhere like Lime Rock. But I was impressed with its performance at Laguna. I did think it was going to struggle more with the longer straights, but it was able to carry so much momentum through the corners that while it struggled to quite get into range in the braking zone, they didn't lose as much time down the straights. The momentum from this car was really, really good. So, yeah, I was happy with this build. Honestly, first time I've made a good Monte Carlo. Also, very, very happy about that. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.